Hello.
We haven't got anyone in the chat because we got one person. Hello, that one person.
I can't even see who's in the chat.
No, they've not said hello or commented. I don't know who that is.
I know we're just
But
trying.
anyway, it's William.
Hey, William.
How you doing, William? I hope you're well. So I'm just sharing this out as we're having a little chit chat together, and you can see that we're a bit thin on the ground today because we have a lot of lurgies over here. We have COVID doing the rounds again, I'm afraid. And I know that Lois hasn't been well. I've been down with COVID last week, which is why you didn't see me. But I'm up and about, and I'm trying to get back to normal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm back at work, back on here, back on the podcast. So let's see what happens. We don't know what we're going to be speaking. Oh, thank you, Sarah. She's so sweet. She's hope everybody gets better soon. I know several people here who said they've had it lately. Yeah, it's this new variant that's going around, I think.
Talking about that.
Yeah, so
that's the problem with having that kind of thing happen, is that it mutates constantly. So
yeah. So can I ask people a favour? Can you give me a hand tonight? Can you share this out, please? Pretty please.
yes.
I'm trying to share this out as much as I can, but I might have to leave it to you guys. But anyway, it is what it is. With let's just see what happens. Oh, Mr. Southey, I hope you're well, sir, and your good lady wife. Please keep yourself safe from this COVID that's doing the rounds. Honestly, it's an absolute stinger. This one, it does knock you off your feet. So yeah, if you get it or you've got it, get better soon, and just look after yourself. You know.
That means no snogging.
The what?
It means no snogging.
No snogging. No. So we haven't got a subject tonight, but I have the jar of doom.
Ooh.
So the jar of doom. William's getting his booster later this week.
I like the way Law says it.
The jar of doom.
Yeah.
Jar of doom.
Okay.
Howdy from Kentucky. Well, howdy right back to you, and welcome. Right, you're going to be picking Eric, because I think I picked the last one. You just tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Well, I've got two. Number one or number two?
Do number two.
This one?
Yep. Do that one.
This is what we're talking about this evening.
No.
Ready? Oh. After investigation analysis. So what is it? What is analysis? What do we do?
Just all the information you got and coming up with a verdict of what it means.
Have you noticed, though, when people are investigating, no one anymore carries a pen and a piece of paper.
Oh.
They're not writing what their experiences are, just sitting there in a room by themselves. They're relying on everybody else just to do whatever it is that they're doing. Nobody's
problem with that, because I like all details that I can get about a place.
Even if nothing happens.
Yeah.
You know, like I could sit in this room, I could spend half an hour in here calling out, doing whatever, and get absolutely nothing. I would still write that down on my journal, because I think, like, by doing something like that, even the time that you're in that room, it might be that this happens at 10 o'clock every night at the same time at 10 o'clock. If it's a residual haunting, and I'm in there at 9 o'clock, nothing happens. Somebody else could be in there at 10 o'clock and they get the whole shebang. They get the full, show goes off and they see somebody come in and walk through the wall. It just validates whatever the claims might be.
Well, not only that, all that information together, that's why I believe that people should share it. I mean, willingly, is because that way all that information together makes a great big picture of what's happening. So,
yeah. And also, for me, it's not just about what you get in that particular room. It's like who's in the room with you.
yep.
Because does it like certain elements with, I don't know, let's say me and you sat in the room, nothing happened, but Dan went in on his own and something happened. Could it be like the female energy that I possess throws it out and it doesn't, the conditions are not right for it?
Be any energy. It could be female energy, my energy, your personal energy.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, hi, Carl from Things, Missouri. Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
I do an audio visual journal instead of writing. Yes, I've seen William do that. It's so funny. It makes me laugh. At first, I thought he was a weirdo, and I know he won't mind me saying this. He's got his camera, but he has a video function within the camera, and he has this audio function within his camera where he can speak and record at the same time what he's looking at. So it looks like he's talking to himself half the time. So we're walking around someone, all of a sudden William will go off and you hear him, oh, this is a very beautiful place. And I feel like and he's talking into his camera. And for those people that don't know what he's doing, it looks strange, but it's an actual log of what William's doing, what he's seeing, how he's feeling, that sort of thing. So, yeah, I think that's an amazing thing that William does. It's quite funny. Hi, Nettie! Love Nettie. Rita, Viv, how's your cat doing? Which one?
John.
Arsehole John, yeah. He's
He's
he's all right. He's still an arsehole. Yeah, he does this new thing, my cat, where it's just one fang. He shows the one fang. Not both of them, just the one.
Yeah.
It's like he's gone all Elvis like on me. Oh. He does. So William's got an opinionated comment. I love these. Thank you for those, William. You have to know your environment. No need for pen unless you do an automatic one. Yes. So, yeah, knowing your environment, I'm an absolute advocate of that. Knowing your environment is not, let me just explain as well what William might mean by that. This is my theory about knowing your environment. It's also knowing the energies. So it's not just knowing the room, what's happening. It's like going in and feeling and knowing the energies, knowing what's supposed to happen, knowing the type of haunting that's claimed. And I say claimed, I'm going to say claimed at all of them, because you should be going in there to disprove, not to prove.
Yep.
A lot of investigators go in with the wrong attitude. They go into, I want to experience that. No, you're going in there to disprove it. So knowing the environment, knowing the energy, reading the energy, understanding the energies, understanding your equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, this is one of my biggest bugbears. People do not understand their equipment. How does it work? Have you taken it apart? What are the false readings? Do you know what an EMF is? Do you know what types of EMF there is? What are the different types? Why are they different? How can you read them? What do they mean? These are things which I call the basis of any investigation. Know your equipment before you even go in there.
Yep.
Do you see what I mean? Because if you don't know your equipment before you go in there, how can you do your analysis?
Yep.
So, no, thank you for that, William. I really love those questions. Please keep them coming. Keep them coming. All welcome here. You won't get from us. Honestly, we love it. Absolutely love it. Paranormal investigator finest. Hey, he is fine too. Hi all. No one likes sharing these days in the UK. So are you talking about the analysis? Like nobody shares their analysis? Um, when it comes to social media, when you're doing private cases, no, I wouldn't share them. Definitely wouldn't share it, because it's not my it's not my place to share it. And secondly, whatever I do in somebody else's house or on their property, whatever I report or whatever I find or whatever we deduce goes to the property owner.
Yep.
And if they don't want it published, it will never be published, ever. Unless they turn around and say, well, I don't mind you putting that picture up, but please don't tell them where it is, that sort of thing. I don't think it's our God-given right to share that. If it becomes, if you're doing something just to keep your hand, doing an investigation to keep your hand in something and keep your mind fresh and keep up to date, because if you don't go out very often, you're going to get stale. Trust me. When it comes to analysis, you're going to forget this, forget that, because technology is always moving on. And I do feel that side by side, when it comes to analysis, you can't always just put technology, whether it's your video or your audio. You have to put the spiritual alongside it. That's where your medium would come in. But you mustn't take the word of any medium. I don't care who you are.
Yep.
You could be Doris Stokes in the living flesh, if you know who Doris Stokes is. It's still, what she would say on this investigation, unless we can physically prove it, cannot be taken as read. So this is where analysis and research all comes hand in hand. When it comes to helping people, I would rely more on a medium, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Because how are you going to deal with the energy that's built up in a place that's not good, that is doing stuff? Where does the energy come from? How is it being generated? Can this energy be moved along? Because you can't get rid of it. I don't care who you are. You can't get rid of it. No medium can get rid of it. But we could understand it together, and with the help of a medium, with the help of the equipment that corroborates, you might get a better understanding of what's really going on in that property.
The worst thing I've ever heard a medium say was on a national TV show too.
Go on.
This couple was using a Ouija board, and they brought something bad into their home, or invited something bad into their home. And the medium goes, "Oh, you got to burn that Ouija board. Don't burn a Ouija board."
Why? What waste? Give it to
me. That's the dumbest thing you can do.
But you know what? If there's anybody out there that's burning Ouija boards or don't know how to dispose of them and wants to get rid of them, message me. I'll take them. I'm a collector of Ouija boards. I've got some old ones, some new ones, some out there ones, some homemade ones, some commissioned ones. I've got a Bigfoot Ouija board, believe it or not. I have a Bigfoot one. I'm so proud of that. Love them, love them, love them. Anyway, let's move on, because I think Paranormal Investigator Finest in the places that other use.
Like public events, or when you're just going out to a castle and somebody else has been there. Or...
I think what that is, Mr. Paranormal Finest. I think a lot of that is because people are frightened of somebody going, "Oh, that's not that. I know what that is. That's pareidolia. That's this. That's that." People don't like to be told that it's something that it's not.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big reason why people don't like to share. And also plagiarism. I've been party to some of that. Like, some of the work that I've put out there's been taken by somebody else, and they claim that work to be their own because it was something that was out there and never not seen before. So, yeah, again, you have to be really careful. I don't mind sharing. If somebody wanted to know and they come to me and say, "Viv, have you had any experiences here? Have you got any pictures I can look at?" I'm quite happy. personally, but I think that's why people are not doing it so much anymore, because they don't want the aftermath, if you like. So the social media aftermath, I think. People are more likely to publish them in books and things, and they write the stories and things like that. But I think that's why people they don't share. Do you get that in the States? Hi, Jacqueline. Oh, I need to speak to you. I will message you. It won't be this week because I'm heading away, but I'll message you.
Yeah, we get it all over. It happens everywhere.
Location, etc. Oh, right. Oh, you mean locations. Just in an abandoned location. So at the abandoned locations, you might find are not always abandoned. You have, I think it's more the urbexing side of things that you're speaking about. And they don't. They go very underground with that sort of thing, and they're not the proper. How can I explain it without it sounding horrible? It's not a proper investigation ghost hunt. This is more the urbexers or the people on YouTube that want to put a film out. They want people to watch them walking around abandoned buildings, things like that. Yeah, they keep that very, very secret and close to their chest. There are some people that will share those places. They give you they call it the pinpoint or the pin on the map, that thing, so you can find it yourself. Some people do, some people don't. If you're looking for a few places, Paranormal Investigator Finest, message me, find me Spooky Viv. It depends on where you are in the country and how far you want to travel. But I might have some places that you might be able to get into and have a look at if you're interested. Send me a message and I'll share them with you. But there you go. Oh, if at a location. What about afterwards, Jacqueline? That woman was amazing.
Yeah.
She's the reason why I do what I do, so it's her fault. Oh, Doris. Good old-fashioned English name, Doris. Private places ones I would totally understand. I've got roughly 12 months of mediumship and psychic. I would love some as well. Yeah, send me a message. But send me a message and let's talk. Definitely.
Well, like I said, I plan on doing a lot of exploring investigations, I call them, because it's really public places, but I'm going to be exploring it. So,
show them your new toy.
Oh, my dowsing rods.
Show your new toy.
Yeah, my new dowsing rods. It's kind of hard to see them though, like this.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Nice, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. And I made some more.
Just like rabbit ears.
Right, like rabbit ears, yeah.
Hi, Cliff. Hope you're well, sir.
I made some more REM pods.
In spiritual alchemy, you don't need any special gadgets or any equipment to know what you're dealing with. You just know. Yeah, no. I don't get involved in alchemy. I'm too thick. I don't know enough. I would love to know more, honestly, but that's years and years of work, hard work, effort, training, guidance, reading. I know a lot of it is reading and research on your own behalf. So, yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I have to use a lot of my gadgets that I make because I don't have the other stuff. At least not yet.
No worries. Mr. Finest. I'm going to call him Mr. Finest. Enjoy, boys and girls. I've got to run.
See you later, William.
Take care. I'll speak to you soon, William. Hello, Mummy, Viv, and Eric. Chantel's in the house. Are you singing to Chantel? I can't sing like Dan does. Yeah, I'll tell. Dan does it the best, though, doesn't he? Yeah, I get you, and I will do. Thank you. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, message me and then we'll chat more.
Thanks.
Lugs your rods.
Mm.
Yes, after as well, I do write-ups. If another person has experienced the same, it's great validation. Yeah. Wild Bill's in the house. Yeehaw! Howdy doody, Wild Bill. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I just had to say that. He's gonna think, Jesus, what's she on? No, only Uncle Dan. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Uncle Dan. So nobody, have you noticed? I don't know if you get that the same in the States, but here everyone's done away with their CCTV. So
Yeah.
the CCTV cameras are not going up. So the eyes that are keeping a careful watch on things while everybody else is away doing other things in another part of the building is no longer being used.
Why?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I know that they take time and effort to get it all up and running, setting
Yeah.
up the cameras, pointing them in the right directions, making sure that if it's got audio, that the audio is all plugged in and correct and it's all running fine. But nobody is using the CCTV anymore.
Wow.
They just seem to have done away with it. It's like, if I can cut a corner, I've cut the corner. Like
Yep.
I've still got my 16 camera rig set up here.
Oh, really?
From time to time will come out. And I have the audio cut cables and everything. The audio mics that go with
I'd
it
have
separately.
covered of the house if I had a haunted house.
Would you really? Or would you not want to know?
No, I'd want to know. Well, I'm deliberately buying a place over there for that. So,
So Mr. Finest has said, I think so people can chuck thing down the hallway.
yeah.
Seriously, but it's like you if you know what you're doing and you've got your own like little jobs, like somebody will go and start pushing all the things, somebody will take the cable run, throw it down, whatever, get it plugged in, and then you need somebody at the CCTV station and somebody at the camera down the other end of the building on walkie-talkies. Yeah, left a bit, right a bit, no, yeah,
Yep.
up, down, yeah. They just don't bother anymore.
Probably not, but I wouldn't mind doing it. I love that kind of stuff. You know, like I said, well, I just bought Skywalker Ranch, and Skywalker Ranch, every acre of that land has the cameras on it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. So that's interesting. And again, what the analysis afterwards.
Mm.
So if you got, think about it, you do 4 hours of CCTV, you got how many other cameras you put up?
Yep.
You've got to sit and watch every single camera all the way through. Yep. Unless you have somebody that just sits at the CCTV watching and hoping that they notice so they can just note the times down.
Yeah.
And that's a way of cutting it down. But then if you're doing that, you still run the risk of you missing something.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the CCTV thing is, I think, is a bit more pronounced. It's a lot of work and effort when it comes to the analysis afterwards and going through each and individual camera that you've put up, in the hope of recording something. And
it's a lot of work. What is it? It's like every hour of video you have to watch it for at least 4 hours to go through it and make sure you catch something. So
if you've got 8 cameras up in 8 different parts of the building,
all day of watching videos.
So, it's a lot. It's a lot of work. But those die-hard paranormal investigators that know all about that are prepared to sit and do it. I mean, we've been really lucky in my team that we've had doors open on their own. Not orbs. Something that, and they've had to slow the footage down to see if they can catch what it was, and it literally come past the camera and disappeared through a wall.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but we couldn't. There was no distinct outline. It was definitely there. It was definitely quite big. But yeah, in the end,
Oh,
we
I
had.
know what that was that passed Dan's head on the last video that was up on YouTube. It was a hair.
It looked like a hair, didn't it? It looked like it might have been one of mine.
Yeah, it was a hair. It was a white hair.
But anyway, so let me just go through these things again. Orchid cat balls.
Yeah.
Does anyone even know how a cat ball works? These people that use cat balls. Does
Some do.
anyone? Has anyone ever taken one apart?
I have.
So my question is, instead of a cat ball, why do you not just use a geophone?
Yeah, you can.
Some people of today will go, "What's a geophone?"
Actually, you can still buy them. They're online. They're not that expensive either. And you hook them up to a sensor, and it records every vibration that happens in the building or the floor that you're.
And you can also set the sensitivity of the geophones as well.
Yep.
So if you're setting the sensitivity, you're having more control over what you're looking at and what you're reading. Whereas a cat ball, I don't think you can.
Mm.
It's done for a cat to play with, isn't
Yep.
it? Or are they modifying them now? Because I've seen some modified stuff that's.
Some have different mechanisms in them. Some have a spring in them. Some have just the regular, like I don't know what it's called. It's like magnetic toggle where if you bump it, it goes off. But I like the spring ones better.
Do you think, like, when people are using these things, like, well, I'm not saying that the cat ball is the be all or end all or anything. Let's just talk about a geophone.
Mm.
If a geophone is going off, what does that mean?
Well, it depends. It could be a train going by if you're outside. It could be people walking around on the floor, stuff like that. Now, a
But
cat, I had one on the floor just sitting there without the cats playing with it and stomped on the wooden floor that I have, and it does go off that way. But you gotta hit it pretty hard.
so if a geophone goes off, it's made me. Well, this is just me. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, apologies if you're one of these people. This is just my opinion, okay? And I'm being opinionated now.
Mm.
So a cat ball will go off. Oh, my cat ball's gone off. I'll ask some questions.
Mm.
Is there anybody in this room with me? Cat ball will go off again. Oh, are you male or female? Because your cat ball is going off, it means there's vibration. There is something that has happened for that to be activated. You're not going to get spirit communication from a cat ball or a geophone. It's an indicator that something else is going on. You need to look at it. Where's that vibration coming from? Is it natural? Is it somebody else that's caused it? Is it me? Is it my voice that has caused that vibration?
I do know for a fact, though, a voice cannot do that.
Well, at the moment, my voice is so husky. I don't know.
I thought that at first too, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to test this hypothesis.
Yeah.
And set it off. Cannot set it off.
Well, I've got a geophone that is so sensitive, I can get my voice to set it off.
Yeah.
So, you've got to look outside of the box where people want the quick fix. If they see a cat ball, oh, it's spirits communicating with me.
Well, what bothers me, if you're going to use a cat ball at all, okay, just say you're going to use a cat ball, use two of them. Use one like you would do the dowsing rods or whatever you want to use. Use one for no and one for yes.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You now have wireless. Oh, Wild Bill's trying to make me feel old. CCT cams now don't need to run the hard wires.
Yeah, wireless ones. But then if something interferes with your signal, then you don't get that footage. So
maybe the old way's best. Not that I'm calling myself old, but I think some people are doing it for the money and will do anything to get the people in. So chucking things down the hallway and bringing any sort of money.
It is.
There's a lot of fakery, honestly, Mr. Finest. Some people that were well respected within the paranormal community have
Yep.
also been dug out for fakery just recently. You'll be surprised who's actually doing it. It's not good. You know, they think they're going to make a fast buck from it. You will get found out eventually. Is it worth it, faking it? If you want 5 minutes of fame and that's your bag, go for it. But yeah, no, you're not going to make, you are not, trust me, you are not going to make money from this.
Mhm.
Seriously. You know, I've been asked to do so many things over the years within paranormal and mediumship, and I know that it would not bring in the money that I earn in my every day-to-day job. I've even been asked to be somebody's manager, and I know that that would not bring in the money that, yeah. So you're better off getting a proper job and do this other thing on the side if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, because you're never going to make money from it. 8 cams, 24 hours for 1 day.
Yep.
You never watch all that in 1 day. That's where you need a team of people to take a bit each. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. His voice has set them off before.
Really? Mine hasn't. I've tested 2 different kinds, though. Maybe I got to test it further.
I was hurt when I found that Jack Osborne faked something on his show. Was you not hurt by Zach Bagans then?
I was hurt by him.
Because he's the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
We just set Wild Bill off.
Yeah.
I went on my first one a few weeks ago and got nothing. Right. How do you know you got nothing? So, if you're talking about mediumship side, maybe the timing wasn't right, the linkage wasn't right, or the spiritual side, however you want to call it. But those investigations, when you think you get nothing, are the ones that most, in my opinion, are the ones that yield the most. So when I say yield the most, look at your cameras. Look at your cameras. Look at the cameras on your phone. Don't just look at it on the phone. Download it onto a computer.
Yep.
Look at it on a bigger screen. Just look at every single picture. Don't think it's all rubbish, 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 nothing, 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 delete, delete, delete. Download them, look at them properly. Because looking at your photos, your videos that you take, download them, get them on a laptop, get them on your PC, have a look at them properly. You'll cringe when you hear yourself talk. You'll cringe at some of the photographs that you're in or you catch yourself in. You will cringe at all of it. But this is what you need to do as part of your analysis. The ones, for me, the investigations that I think are boring and got nothing are the ones that surprise me each and every single time. So yeah, download software that you need to use. If you need audio enhancing software, there's lots of free stuff out there. One of the good ones that I use is WavePad. One of the old-fashioned ones. It's free. WavePad. Or you've got Audacity. There's another one that you can use. So for audio software. I'm a big advocate of WavePad. Love it, love it, love it. But
that's the one I understand.
Yeah. So anyway, the ones that have nothing, trust me, are the ones you most probably have got loads. So if you've not had your camera going or a voice recorder going, or maybe your friends, if you've taken friends with you or a friend with you, they might have got stuff on there. It's like, get together, sit and listen to it. But honestly, the ones that have nothing, I think they're the best ones personally. Yeah. But yeah, don't believe what you see in the masses and on social media, where you see lots of people all calling out, and it doesn't work like that.
No.
Yeah. I know the Osborne family personally. They've moved back to England, I hear.
Yep.
That they're back in the UK, and I don't know if they're in the same place where they came from.
I don't know.
which is close by to Heathrow Airport, I believe, is where one of the properties that they owned, where he had his accident on his quad bike. Yes. Don't say anything about my body. Yeah, he's hot. The devil himself. He's
Yep.
hot. I use Audacity. Yeah. I went to Chester and got a name, Henry Boyle. I have to look up. Do you know how weird is this? I can't name the company name properly, but I have to ring this company tomorrow and try and get hold of them. And the company, there is the name. I'm not going to say the full name, but it said Boyle as part of it. How weird is that? Synchronicity there. There, that's another good one.
Yep.
And again, for the analysis, going through just downloading the voice recordings, don't just listen to them on through the ear, because you're going to miss bits. Download it, listen through the software, and reverse it. Play it in reverse. Sometimes you get something that you think is gobbledygook, but somebody's talking to you backwards, or it's been recorded backwards. So you can reverse it and play it in reverse. Do you hear a sentence that way as well? So that's another good trick that again, people today, they don't want to do that. They don't want the analysis. They want the fast, quick hit, because that's what they're seeing on YouTube, or they see other investigators. I'm not even going to call them investigators, they're ghost hunters. That's what they're doing. You know, they just want the quick hit. They're not interested in anything else.
I want to know everything, you know.
Oh, you wait till you come round here, Eric, and you get into my office and you'll be going, like, what can I fiddle with? No, you don't fiddle with that. Yeah. And do you know what, Mr. Finest? If you ever want to come out with me, depending on where you are, want to go out and investigate, you're more than welcome. I'll take you out. Not an issue with that. Just let me know. Oh. I think they moved back to the property where he... Yeah, I know where they are then. Yeah, I know where they're living.
I know they're saying something like that on national news, so I know they moved back there.
Thing is, he's not getting any better, is he? To be fair,
I think they got sick of the United States.
Thing is, you know, I think Sharon is an amazing woman.
Oh, she is.
That's Sharon Osbourne, because people don't realise that before she became popular within the Osbourne, she was producing and managing up and coming bands, some really big people. Yep. So yeah, there's a lot to Sharon that people don't realise, and she's amazing. What's he saying? I thought about this, and also a video recorder. I was to buck off in a nice way, off all over her, and pass away in a good way. Do you know what? Even if you can't afford a voice recorder right now, on your mobile phone, there is a voice recorder. Honestly. So while you're waiting to get your voice recorder, whatever one you want to go for, whether it's a basic one or you go more, whatever, play about with a voice recorder in your phone. It's easy.
I got a really good one for that. I even caught my cat snoring.
Did you? Have you ever caught your cat farting?
Yep, caught my cat farting too. But
the most evil thing in the world is the cat fart. Worse than the dogs. I'm now working on the EVP recordings, listening to ultra low frequency that humans cannot hear. Yes. Yes, frequency's got a big part to play. That's getting technical, though. Poor old paranormal investigator finest. You know, when he says that, paranormal investigator finest, I always think of Tesco's finest. Sorry. Just had to say that. Yeah, give us a shout. I'm happy to, we'll go out. Not an issue. He cancelled his tour, this year's
Yeah.
tour. Do you know what? I saw him years ago. This was oh god, when Bark at the Moon first came out, and it was a big hit, and everyone loved Bark at the Moon, and he had that werewolf look going on.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was on tour doing the Bark at the Moon tour, even then the shakes and what he
Yep.
was like, and he was teetotal even then. It was terrible, but
Yeah.
you know what? It was a good show, and it was Aussie, so you know what can you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go out. But he
Yeah.
wants to put out one final album. Oh
Mm.
my god. We'll see. No, some of his stuff has been good.
Oh yeah, it's been really good.
Hi guys, flying visit, going to bed soon as up and early in the morning. Andy, don't have nightmares and sweet dreams.
Mm-hmm.
You take it easy. Yeah, she is.
Yes.
She is. Yes, I have to put a super recorder on my phone.
I actually
Download
got.
an app. You can download the recorder apps on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't got one.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Oh, who wants anyone slagging off your husband? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Try to got me snoring like a demon. Do you know what? There is. Oh, this is the most funniest thing. There is an app that you can put on your phone that's sound activated.
I have one.
So at night, you put it by your bed. You plug in your charging lead. You put it
Mm-hmm.
by your bed, and any time you make a sound, whether it's a snore or there's a voice or there's a noise, it switches the voice recorder on and starts recording it. It's amazing what you say in your sleep.
I know. I done it for it's a sleep voice recorder app, and but the only reason why I downloaded it in the first place is because it says that even if you can use it for investigating, a voice will set it off. So if you're quiet in the room and something talks,
Yeah. Yeah. I know that. Oh, this is so funny. My husband is a non-believer. He's a skeptic. He's an atheist. He's just, it doesn't exist.
yeah,
And I had gone to bed hours before him. He was watching the TV, motorsport. I don't know what he was doing. Anyway, he went to bed. I was fast asleep and I had my back turned to him. So he's got into bed. As he got in, just settling down, had turned over. So we're like now back to back, but I'm nowhere near him. Bed's massive. It's fine.
Yeah.
And as he was just getting ready just to settle down into a, just literally got into bed, he heard a man's voice say, "Who are you?" And he doesn't believe in any of that. And it definitely wasn't me. And it was right in his ear. And there's a big gap between me and him. It wasn't me turned around and said, couldn't have happened because he said it did unnerve him a little bit. It's
I
like,
can imagine.
because there's a man's voice say, "Who are you?" I love it when things like that happen. Brilliant.
I know.
Ozzy is such a funny guy. You have to read his books. Do you know what? If you want to read a really, really funny book, and it's one that Billy Connolly recommends if you want a good laugh, and apparently it's a good book. It's called A Confederacy of Idiots. I'm yet to read it. I did get it for my birthday. I did ask for it for my birthday.
Yeah.
And my mum did buy it. It's called A Confederacy of Idiots, and it's recommended by Billy Connolly. I don't know who writes it. I couldn't tell you. But yeah. He is now, but the damage was already done. Yeah, you have a good sleep. I love sitting and talking to him. Met a lot of other people due to him also. That's nice.
Yeah,
That
it
is
is.
nice. I was a great fan. Sounds like a demon on a motorbike. You know who I haven't met him, but I've been really up close and personal with him. and he was a very unassuming person, very gifted and talented.
Yeah.
And it broke my heart when he passed away. I was a big fan of Ronnie James Dio. So
Oh,
when
yeah.
he took over with Black Sabbath,
Mm.
I loved it. And then he came away from Sabbath again, and he was very involved with the Scorpions. But to me, if I was to put Ozzy and Ronnie James Dio, I would pick Ronnie James Dio for Black
Yeah.
Sabbath.
Yeah,
But I love both of them. But
one of
yeah.
my fans.
Talking of bands, so we have, Eric and I have a big thing planned on Halloween this year here on this network, on Things Network and Simply Spooky Network. So the show will be a full 2 hours, and it will be a special where all sorts of carnage will happen. So we will be in fancy dress, but it's a coordinated fancy dress, thanks to Dan. You will be spending an evening with the rock stars, which are Kiss. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
So you'll have to tune in on Halloween if you're not too busy on the Halloween night, which is a Tuesday night from 7:00 UK time, and we will be doing some strange things as Kiss. There you go. This is bloody Dan's idea. He thinks it's hilarious. Billy Connolly is brilliant. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, such an amazing man.
Oh, I know. I love him.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you can join us as well in fancy dress and be part of the Kiss gang if you want to. But will there be karaoke and beer with spirits as well?
I don't know.
If you want karaoke, I don't know. I only know one of Kiss's songs. I'm not really a Kiss fan, but do you know any Kiss songs, Eric?
Me, yeah, I know almost all of them.
Well, you can sing them if you want. We'll join in. We'll do your backing vocals.
I love rock and roll.
That's Joan Jett, isn't it? Who Kiss's band? No, Kiss, Kiss. If you Google Kiss, if you don't know who Kiss is, Google Kiss and just put in images and you'll see the face paint that they used to put on. And yeah. What was his name? Gene Simmons with the long tongue.
Yep, Gene Simmons.
It's part of the Kiss thing. It's just a bit of a laugh, and we will be investigating our own rooms that we're sitting in with a piece of equipment.
There you go.
So whatever spirits are here, I'm going to be sending them to Eric. Can you go to Eric's REM pod and just set that off? Yeah, things like that. So
I would love that, actually. I've actually seen it happen across worlds like that.
So this is what we're doing. I mean, we're all going to have a piece of equipment each that we're going to hopefully set off. When I say set off, I'll have the door shut. I'll have the lights down. It'll be proper spooky in my Kiss makeup. Yeah. It's going to be fun. It'll be mental, especially if Dan's involved.
Thanks, Sarah.
You know what Dan will say? Oh, I forgot. I was out trick-or-treating with the kids. You watch. That'll be his get out. And it was his idea. Just funny. So do you like heavy rock, Mr. Finest? If you like heavy rock, listen to some of the Kiss songs. It's not too heavy. You'll be all right.
No, it's falling under classic rock now, so.
Classic rock, yeah. Oh yeah, Demon was Gene Simmons. I reckon Dan will put the old Demon makeup on. You watch. What are you saying? You need to get with all the heavy rock and give it some moshing. Get in the mosh pit.
Been there, done that.
Do you like a mosh pit still?
Oh, they're violent. People get killed in mosh pits here.
Really? Oh, I've got to go.
They outlawed it 2 years ago, at least where I live. But
Oh, wow.
yep, Detroit Rock City.
Annette's looking forward to this. It's going to be the funniest thing you've ever watched. Wash pit.
Yeah,
Not wash pit. Mosh. 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 Or in some cases, mash.
Yep.
Mash pit. You're going to get mashed up in a mash pit. Mosh pit. Mash pits. We still get them over here in the UK.
I
I
believe
think
it.
the last mosh pit I got actually into was at a Ramones concert.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that was horrible. But there you go. Where have I been? It's not like me to miss anything. Number one team
Splitting up.
Number one team split up. Who's number one team split up? I think they're just all ill. Lois
Yeah.
is ill. Dan's ill. Jay, bless him. I think Jay's at work, so we'll let Jay off.
Talking Jay.
Poor Jay. I've not got my hearing aid in.
Don't worry, me either.
Mosh, mash, same thing. It just depends on where you live. Mash pit. Gob. Oh, Dan. You're talking about Dan. He's the gob. Or is that Jamie calls him sick note?
Yeah.
I have to be nice to him, though, because I was sick last week, so I had the sick note. So analysis. How important do you think analysis overall at the end of an investigation?
Very important.
And by keeping analysis in your records is not just for that one investigation. I think if you keep going back and you keep doing your analysis and your reports, you also have something to compare to.
Yep.
So when it comes to going back and analysing over a period of years, you've got all that analysis there. Because I think if you don't do analysis and you don't keep going back, you will not learn anything from that location. That's my opinion.
That's my opinion too. I agree with you.
Oh, he means Ghosts of Britain. Oh yeah. They've split up. Yes, I heard on the grapevine. Yes. Sad, because they're a married couple, you know. But anyway, it's nothing to do with me. I've got my own shit to be sorting out. I am still married, by the way. I'm not splitting up.
Yeah.
28 years coming up.
Yeah, we're going on 16 this year.
The most important thing of the investigation, the analysis. It's not even the investigation itself, it's what happens after.
Yep.
It's got to be a series of things. It's the before, the during, and the after. Yep. The most important being the after and the before. The bit in the middle, the investigation itself, is irrelevant, really, isn't it?
Well, you know, and then in analysis, you can, like I said, you can catch stuff that you have missed during the investigation. So,
and as well, the research before, because if you're told you're going into this building, it's very haunted, it's got lots of rooms, you might have go into a building. Let's say you go into a hotel. That hotel might be a small one, has 32 rooms, right? And it's very haunted. How do you know which room that you need to concentrate and spend most of your time in?
You know,
and where the reported hauntings have happened over a number of years. You don't do your research, you're going to miss one vital element, is being or having cameras, the equipment, or concentrating your efforts at that one place where you need to be to see, experience, or have any interaction with that haunting whatsoever.
Yep.
You don't do your research. And you can't rely on a medium to know, well, that is the room that they say that we got to sit in, so that's the one that we're going to do. What if the medium's no good? What if you've just met the medium, or they're just learning, or they haven't got that skill to be able to home into. Do you know what I mean? Because mediumship is very, very different, and there's different types of mediumship. So, yeah, I think, people miss so much because they rely on a medium.
Well, not only that, you go into a place like a haunted hotel, like you were talking about, and people wrote down, especially if it's billed as a haunted hotel, and people wrote down their experiences. That's analysis in itself. That's the whole point of analysis.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely. I tell everyone to keep a notepad with them for writing things down to compare later with others. Yeah, that's what we mentioned earlier, wasn't it? Maybe he will be able to wear the pants again with her gone. Oh, I don't have an opinion on that. Viv, you could have done less for murder. I know. And do you know what? He's taken me away. We're going to Whitby.
Oh, wow.
To carry on with the Dracula theme, because earlier, a few months ago, I was in Transylvania, and this is supposed to be the place where Dracula landed in the UK, was Whitby Beach. So, yeah, it's so on Sunday, we have the spiritual hour this Sunday, but I'm not going to be around. So I'm thinking maybe do a fun one where we all get on together somewhere, if we can, and just have a bit of fun with it on Sunday. What do you think? Let's do it. Let's do it. It's only for an hour, so that's my say. She wore the pants and he wore the bra. You can't say that, Bill. Yeah, he's terrible, isn't he? 35 years this month. Wow.
Yes,
that's a long time. She stole all his toys. Yeah, I heard that. Every medium works differently. And again, I don't like lazy mediumship. I'll have to have a conversation with you separately about that. But lazy mediumship, seriously, go away and work a bit more before you come back, because lazy mediumship really gets my goat. Yeah. It makes, and also watch to see what comes out of their mouth with these lazy mediums, because when I see the black smoke beginning to appear, I know. I love Whitby. I tried to do something, but I'm not putting minds into the investigation. There's another thing that I'm a smoker, okay, and when you've had an investigation, you've had a pretty bad one, and you put all your protection in place, and you don't want to take something home, and I need to go and calm down now after an investigation, and then I have a roll up. I smoke roll ups. I'll be honest with you. And somebody that I know and that you know, Eric, bought out this bag of sage.
No, really?
Crushed up sage. And he said, Vivian, he says, are you going to have a cigarette after? I said, yeah, I'm going to roll a cigarette. He said, well, let me make you a roll up. I went, you're not putting drugs in there, are you? He went, no, this is sage. Smell the bag. And it was sage. He said, I just put a little sprinkle of sage in my roll up, very last cigarette as I'm leaving the investigation.
Yeah.
I thought, what a great idea. So I started doing that. I started having a little bit of sage sprinkled in my last cigarette before I leave. I think it's amazing. That was a good tip. It must be bad. The Sun newspaper are running the story. Are they really? Oh my God. Everything in the media, eh? I like Whitby too. I've never been. So I'm gonna have some scampi and chips when I'm in Whitby. I do as well. What, the sage thing? Am I the only person that don't know about the sage thing? You should try it if you don't. Oh yeah, we know your type of herb, Mr. Man, Mr. Wild Bill. It's legal over there. It's not over here.
It's not where I live either.
Oh, isn't it?
No.
Yeah. try, when you close yourself down, just put a little. Honestly, if you don't want to get stopped by the police with a bag of sage, because they're going to try and do you for other things, but
Smell it.
maybe roll it up before you go out, so that last cigarette is there ready to go. Maybe
You're a police officer or officer, and you don't know what the difference between sage and marijuana is, then you got problems more than what I have. So,
I had to drive back from a convention that I was running, and in the convention we had old Iggy Pop there. He was at the convention, and he had a t-shirt on, and I had him sitting on the front seat of the car
yeah.
with a seatbelt round him, because I just had no place to put him. So I put him on the front seat, put a seatbelt round him. I thought, I'm going to have to drive home, because I had stuff on my back seat, stuff in the boot. He was in the front seat. And driving past the police, they did stop me. And it was quite funny, really, because where have you been? Why have you got this in? And I said, look, this is the only place I could stick it. So I'm sorry, I'm sorry, officer. And they said, oh no, we just wanted to check that it wasn't real. And I went, no, he's not. He's not. But I think that it was just a bit of a fun stop for them, But I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, what now, What's Delta 8?
It's a different kind of drug.
What is it? Is it a bit like ice?
No, Phil can explain it better than I have. I've only taken it once. It's for sleep, and it gives you a high at the same time. They sell it in vape over here.
Oh, do they? Oh.
Yeah.
Wayne Seaton's in the house. Hello, Mr. Wayne. Mr. Spookanori himself. If you don't know Wayne, go and check out his page, Truth Beyond Paranormal.
Yep.
Fully endorse them. And also the Dark Mirror show on a Monday night. It's all about the UFOs and other cryptid things going on right now. Hola. Said hola. Thank you, Andy. I'm getting lots of tea brought to me.
Yep.
Is lab created THC like pot does? Oh, right. Okay. Not to be confused.
The CBD.
CBD. Spooky Wayne. He's not my brother. He's not heavy. He's my brother. No. Yeah. Have you noticed I've put expert and very professional at the bottom, and nobody said anything about that?
Yeah.
It was a Mickey take, by the way.
Yeah.
I am not an expert, and I'm not very professional at all.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'm the most unprofessional person in the world, because what you see is what you get. I don't put on any airs and graces with anybody. If I see something that's not right, I always walk away from it.
Yep.
Guess what time it is, Bill? This is for next week. So the Jar of Doom's come back out.
It might do.
Are you picking again?
I guess I'll pick again.
Do you want Rita to pick?
Yeah, let Rita pick.
Just shout out, stop, Rita.
Stop.
I have one. So next week, I've most probably spelt this wrong.
Ooh, the Fae. Yes.
We're going to be talking about the Fae. Now, I know this is Dan's area of expertise.
Mm-hmm.
He loves the Fae. The Fae is around. The Fae's been around for, millennia.
Yep.
The Fae is very important. What do you mean, Rob? Rab. So I keep calling him Rob. I mean Rab. Viv is the type of person that tears strips from someone. Do you know what I do for a living?
Mm-hmm. I know what you do.
Yeah. And it's sort of tearing strips off people for a living.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. I only ever had weed once through a whitey so bad I had to crawl on all four fours to take a wee. Oh God! Not just that, honestly.
I'm trash.
Yeah, so Dan is the authority on the Fae. He knows a lot about the Fae. He's had experiences with the Fae. Oh my God, what's he saying here? I'm one of the original members of you're totally not normal, National Order Reform marijuana laws back in the 60s. Oh, wow. Yeah, but what about in the 60s? They were doing LSD and all that sort of stuff. And
Yep.
Trippy Man and all that. Love and peace. 5D painting. Do you know what, Wayne? You'd be better off getting involved with that, what do you call it, like graffiti art. Making money like Banksy does. That one piece of graffiti they got the wall. That wall was worth, was it 2.5 million for a bit of graffiti on a wall?
I know what Wayne's going to be painting.
Uncle Sid. Who's Uncle Sid?
The CID.
Oh, CID. What, in England? What's he offering? I'm offering my services to do diamond paintings that everyone gets for Christmas and can't be bothered to do. Actually, that's not a bad shout, is it?
Mm.
Oh, mushrooms. Ooh. I found a place at work where we're growing mushrooms. These mushrooms are sprouting up. We've had some really tall, quite transparent, long, pretty things. Honestly, they were amazing to see, but they've gone now. And now we've got these short, fat, round ones. They're all brown in colour that are coming up quite nicely. And we started off with one. Now we've got about 3. So we're waiting for more of these mushrooms to come up. We wouldn't dare pick them because we don't know if they're safe enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat them.
No. So, the Fae next week. What do you reckon to that, Eric? It's going to be good?
Yes. I love the Fae. I love that whole concept of it.
And where you live as well, like you've got your wooded areas where you've had Bigfoot sightings. Would you reckon the Fae would go alongside those? Do you reckon?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's got to, well, I think that counts as protectors of the forest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know here in Ireland, the Fae is, honestly, it's prevalent. Scotland has Fae. We have Fae here in Cambridgeshire where I live. Not so much in the London areas and in the built up towns and stuff, but they are around if you know where to look. So yeah, Fae, it's an amazing subject, but I don't know enough about really, to be fair. And all I know is you get good Fae and bad Fae. And is the Fae our ghosts that we're seeing? Is it all 3? Is it all coming from another dimension? What is it?
Well, I think everything comes from another dimension, or at least has been here longer than we have. So,
yeah, so that will be an interesting one. So we're going to wind it up here unless anyone has anything else that they want to talk about or ask us. Kate, in a high-pitched Kate Bush voice, is it? Oh dear, that is funny. I know someone that actually died as a result of mushroom taking. So, you know, I wouldn't endorse people going out picking mushrooms and just eating them. You need to know what you're foraging and what you're, because there are some ones that are deadly. So,
well, first of all, the ones that everybody's been talking about is under cow patties. So,
cow patties under the cow shit.
Yep. It's how we use them.
Find me, Vivian Powell, on Facebook, and let's talk more. Oh, Sarah, it's been lovely chatting to you as well tonight. I'm sorry that Dan hasn't been here. Yeah, he's just a skiver, I think. He only gets the ones from Tesco. Same here as well. But yeah, I'm going to be on again tomorrow night. There is no guest tomorrow. So, Eric, would you come on and let's have a chat again tomorrow? We won't talk about the phone. We'll be talking about other things. And maybe if Wayne is available, we'll get Wayne on and we can interview Wayne, see what he's about.
I love Wayne.
You love Wayne, do you?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
loves
he's
Wayne.
hilarious.
Mark too, but
Yeah, both of them are.
He's free tomorrow. Let's get Wayne on tomorrow. Let's have a little pod and a proke and not in that way, but let's just find out what Wayne is really about and who he really is.
ooh, what happened there?
I don't know. I didn't think you loved me anymore. Running away. So, yes, we're back tomorrow night on Simply Spooky at 8 o'clock on the what's the network? I've lost
Simply Spooky Network? Things
yeah,
now?
Simply Spooky Network. We're on there tomorrow. It's because I can hear John crying about something or other. But yes. So we'll grab Wayne and we'll get him on and we'll probe him a little bit. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So, and then we will be back on Sunday.
Yep.
Sunday at 7 o'clock for the spiritual hour. We will go along the lines of our breathing exercises, but just for tomorrow, because we're going to be a little bit disjointed, we will do what we can tomorrow on Sunday and see what we can what we come up with.
Yeah.
David Oman hasn't been on for a while. Yeah, I did message David, but yeah, we'll try and get him back because we love David Oman. He's such a good friend of the channel and fully endorses us. I just hope that David's okay. We will be getting him back on. Try and get him around Christmas, shall we? Just for a bit of Christmas fun. Because I love it when he has his rants. I really do.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, Wayne! Oh, now that's an invitation.
Watch out, Wayne. She's gonna
Don't tell Ellen. Shh. So we hope that we can catch you on one of our shows. Thank you for joining us, for joining Eric and I. We love having you on, and we wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Last words with you, Eric.
Have a good night. Be safe.